January 6th committee wrapped up his investigation with a bombshell today, saying former President Trump should face criminal charges for his role in the deadly riot.
The committee is recommending the Justice Department charge Trump with 4 crimes: inciting an insurrection, conspiracy to make a false statement, conspiracy to defraud the federal government, and obstruction of an official proceeding.
We believe that this evidence we set forth in our report is more than sufficient for a criminal referral of former President Donald J. Trump and others in connection with this offense.
After a months-long probe examining the events surrounding the siege on the Capitol, the bipartisan House Select Committee says former President Trump played a key role instigating the violence on January 6th and should face prosecution.
There were officers on the ground. They were bleeding. They were throwing up.
Right out of the box on election night, the president claimed that there was major fraud underway.
Today's business meeting laid out a roadmap for the DOJ, outlining evidence the committee says shows Trump knew he lost the election and yet encouraged his supporters to storm the Capitol and prevent the peaceful transfer of power.
Among the most shameful of this committee's findings was that President Trump sat in the dining room off the Oval Office watching the violent riot at the Capitol on television. For hours, he would not issue a public statement instructing his supporters to disperse and leave the Capitol, despite urgent pleas from his White House staff and dozens of others to do so.
One of the closest Trump advisors, Hope Hicks, testified she and others in his inner circle recommended the president put out a message urging his supporters not to be violent.
Mr. Hirschman said that he had made the same, recommendation directly to the president, and that he had refused.
The committee interviewed and subpoenaed more than 1,000 people over the course of 18 months, including Trump ally, retired General Michael Flynn. CBS News exclusively obtained audio from Flynn's deposition, during which he repeatedly invoked his Fifth Amendment rights, even when asked about pressuring then top intelligence official Ezra Cohen.
During the second phone call with Mr. Cohen, did you tell him that, quote, we need to have the military take over the election and redo the election, unquote, or something like that?
While the committee's referral doesn't carry any legal weight, members say they believe it sends a powerful message.
I have to imagine this has to be handled carefully so as not to seem politically motivated on the part of the DOJ.
If anything, this could undercut Garland, so it seems like he's coordinating and not having a hands-off approach when making a decision. But we can rest assured that Garland's DOJ is methodical, and they're going to be making the decisions and moving in the appropriate time and charge if they believe a charge can stick.
Attorney General Merrick Garland has already appointed special counsel Jack Smith to oversee criminal investigations into Trump's involvement in January 6th, as well as his handling of classified material. Trump, who has called the Select Committee a kangaroo court, posted yesterday on Truth Social, quote, Republicans and patriots all over the land must stand strong and united against the thugs and scoundrels of the Unselect Committee. The committee also recommended sanctions for 4 members of Congress who refused to comply with subpoenas. The full and final report, including transcripts, will be released on Wednesday. And we'll have much more in-depth coverage of the recommended charges coming up on the CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell at 6:30.